All right, welcome back to Toon Terror. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
This is a special midweek reading because
Beep, beep,
breaking
beep, beep.
news.
Yes, breaking
Uh,
news.
the FBI has announced the arrest of a suspect who they believe planted the pipe bombs outside the RNC and DNC headquarters on the evening of January 5th, 2021. And no, the answer does not appear to be Marjorie Taylor Greene as the person they arrested. Instead, it was
I wonder if she could sue him for identity theft.
maybe 33-year-old Brian Cole
30 year
Jr.
old.
of
30. Don't add to
Virginia.
his age. 30
I'm
years
sorry?
old from Woodbridge, Virginia.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have the story up on my
Yeah, I
feed
just have it
anymore.
on my phone. I mean, there is not much on this guy, apparently.
Yeah, and Gary and I did message each other because Gary told me a couple hours ago about this, so I looked it up and I can't find any information on him. And article in one of the off of Yahoo or whoever was reporting it, a lot of online sleuths couldn't find any information on this guy, which probably points to the thing that they probably got the right guy. Because if I was going to do acts like that, planting explosives outside of political headquarters, I sure as hell would have scrubbed my internet presence before I did it and wouldn't be bragging about it afterwards.
Nope. Yeah, you keep a real low profile. I guess one of the things that they were saying is that he had very distinctive footwear that he was wearing that night. But yeah, yeah, you treat it like you just won the biggest lottery prize ever. You don't say anything. You keep a very low profile, scrub your presence, go buy a desert island somewhere and disappear.
The FBI did offer a $500,000 reward for this for information leading to the arrest of a person. I did do a reading that's already up on Tarot by the Bay channel, and I think it's very possible somebody took them up on it. Although Cash Patel and Dan Bongino are saying there's no new information. This is just good old-fashioned police work. I think this guy accidentally told somebody who's like, times are tough right now, and you shouldn't have planted those pipe bombs, and you shouldn't have told me. Sorry, pal.
Trump's tariffs are hitting me hard.
Yeah. Gary and I have a friend who, if we had done something like that, we could probably tell that person would go to their grave with that information.
Mm-hmm.
But their daughter might need a new condo.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I love you and everything. You're like a brother to me, but hey, 500,000 is 500,000.
500,000. Next time, don't do stupid stuff like that, dude.
My response to David was, "Well, if I was him, I would rat me out too."
Exactly. That's not what your response was.
Yeah,
one of those autocorrect fails.
It was a definite autocorrect fail, and it became a very highly unusual sexual innuendo response.
I just want to say is R and E are next to each other on the keyboard.
Yes.
Fat fingers.
Yes. Well, the thing is, I spelt it tat a couple times, and I had to make sure instead of a T, I was hitting the letter R, but maybe I overshot.
Anyway,
everyone's looking at their keyboards now to see what's next to the letter R if it's not T.
So let's look at the energy around this arrest. Now, again, right-wing media, in the absence of somebody arrested, were saying that, a conspiracy theory had to be somebody in the government who did this. And just to show you the room temperature IQs we're dealing with here, the Trump administration was the government at the time of January 5th, 2021. It wasn't Biden. As much as you want to blame Biden for everything, when George Soros isn't convenient or Hillary or Obama don't fit,
or Hillary's server.
Yeah. And remember, at this time point, Trump is out there saying, come to Washington, D.C., January 6th will be wild. And then this thing happens, planted overnight, where you don't expect it's going to be discovered until the next day, which it was. And then you're going to have police assets going to these headquarters away from Capitol Hill and from the Ellipse. So,
The timing is very curious.
The timing is curious. It would certainly serve to thin law enforcement assets away from an area. It'd be like, sending a couple of fires or having, some burglaries, something like that, to bring police and fire units to the other ends of town when you go to hit the bank in the center of town.
Yeah. I was thinking about this while I was so I found out because someone pointed out in the comments, Pick and Duck, also known as Donald, had pointed out in the comments that they had arrested him. And I was thinking, it's like, okay, so what kind of a person does this? Where it's not just the DNC, it's the RNC as well. So, is this someone that's just mad at both political parties? Is this someone who's more of an anarchist? Is this someone that just wants to pit these two factions against each other? To Dave's point, is it a diversionary thing to get the police presence away from a certain area and into a different area to draw attention away from something? It's fascinating what the motivation is. Yeah, and that's kind of where I want to go eventually with this. But
yeah, I mean, you can certainly see the DNC if you're a Trumper, and it would play into the anarchistic part if you're hitting with both HQs. But at the same time, if you want to cover your tracks, you do it to both HQs.
Yeah, sure.
So that you've got some plausible deniability. But I'll turn it over to Gary now to read the energy around this.
Let's see what I can come up with. Entertainment purposes only. Once again, I think Marjorie Taylor Greene has a pretty good a case of copyright infringement. Using her likeness, or just simple identity theft.
Your deck is upside down, I think.
Is it? Oh, okay. Well, here we go. So, what's the energy around this? Why are
there's Marge right there? Don't blame me, you bastards.
The Empress. This person feels like they're doing it for the common good of the people around them. That this is somehow going to make things better,
or better for them,
or it could be. Yeah, I mean, if you go low energy or reverse on that, it's kind of selfishness. The challenge is the High Priestess, keeping it secret, keeping your identity secret. Right now, the motivation seems to be very kept secret. There were no manifestos or anything published at this point. No one's been able to find anything. Energy underneath it is the Five of Pentacles. It's someone who's the energy I'm getting here is this is someone who maybe feeling like he's on the outside of the establishment, that this is someone who feels that they're misunderstood, someone who feels that they're the lone wolf and they're not being heard and they need to have their voice heard. In the past, I mean, how far past are we going here? You got the Ten of Wands, a burden trying to get this thing to the end. This could be simply getting everything in his plan together to get all the materials together to get. Apparently lived about a half an hour away from where the pipe bombs were laid. Just getting this plan to the finish line. Current energy is the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is all about multitasking, taking lots of actions. Interesting. I have no idea where this is going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's the problem I ran to in mind. It was answering questions that I didn't ask. It's
this guy. There was a lot of burdens that this guy was feeling, and he felt like he needed to take action. It was that Luigi guy, Mangione.
Yeah,
it might be a situation similar to his where
he plays the trumpet in front of United Healthcare.
No, that's Chuck Mangione. That's probably his second uncle. That he felt that his needs were not being met. He needed his needs met. They're not being met. It's a burden on me. I need to take action on this. Overarching. Now, my understanding was he worked for a bail bonds company. So
that's what I understand too.
Interesting factoid there. So overarching energy is the Ten of Cups. I just want everyone to be happy and work together and be a happy family, which is a very unusual thing to do by laying pipe bombs. I guess he felt that this was going to solve things. That's weird. I'm on the outside, but I'm on the outside. I want to be on the inside.
Yeah, it could also be right now, I don't like how things are, and this is how I want things to be.
Yes. I
Because
agree.
the 5 of coins and the 10 of cups are about as polar opposite as you can
Yeah,
get.
no kidding, right? Lesson to be learned is the 8 of Pentacles. We all have things of value that we bring, but you have to
Now,
work.
his apparently is bomb making.
Yes. don't tap that pentacle too hard. You might get a little surprise.
Like the Bugs Bunny ammo testing dud.
Yes, exactly. Dud. Outcome: 4 of Swords. Should have thought this one through a little bit more. He definitely laid low afterwards. Yeah. It took almost 5 years for the FBI to hunt this guy down, and we don't know what happened, but I'm kind of thinking that there was a tip or two that came in that got them looking at the right direction.
And again, Patels and Bongina are saying there was no new evidence. This is just good old-fashioned detective work where we reinvigorated on this case.
Okay. And maybe it was. Maybe it just took 5 years to put all the pieces together, but something came together, right? Otherwise, they would have had this thing solved 4.5 years ago.
So this basically happened effectively 5 years ago. It's 4 years and 11 months. So assuming that he doesn't have a birthday coming up in the next 3 weeks, this guy would have been 25 years old. Now, I'm going to assume that he did not go to college to go work at a bail bonds company. I could be wrong.
Or maybe he did. He's got huge college debt, and he's really pissed off because I'm working at a bail bond company. That's not how I envisioned my future.
Long and short, we're assuming he's a Caucasian male who's 25 years old, is one of the big demographics supporting the president who was on his way out of the White House in 2021, early 2021.
Yeah.
So
the profession would probably be someone that would also be more apt to be leaning that direction.
Yeah.
Law and order.
Again, it doesn't make sense that this guy would just go to DC to plant pipe bombs.
Yeah.
No, just because he's unhappy with the world. It doesn't make sense. The timing doesn't make sense. That is the most unsatisfying coincidence ever, because there's all sorts of things you could have done to express your dissatisfaction, short of committing, felonies that the FBI would throw you into prison for 20, 25 years for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So what do you got?
I don't know. What am I going to read on here with this?
Want to see if you can build up on mine.
Oh, I wasn't listening to yours.
Oh. just kind of the general energy on the motivation. What was motivating him?
Okay. What is the motivation of this guy? Let's see. Anxiety crossed by planning, and then the feeling of being left out, destitute, unwelcomed, unwanted. A lot of anxiety, looking the cross, the challenge of the 3 wands. It's kind of like a lot of stress with what was going on. And this might be the stress was because, you've got a new administration coming in that he didn't want in there. And then you get the trumpet in the past, judgment. This to me would be the vote happened and Trump administration's out. Sorry, I'm just going with that this is politically motivated.
He's a Trump-et too, maybe.
There's certainly he felt a call to arms.
Yes.
Like answering a call to arms.
God.
The current situation is the burden. It's like this is a burden I alone can bear. Nobody else can bear this burden. This is the burden I had to bear.
The ring needed to go into the fires of Mount Doom.
I can. Some of these cards are similar to what I threw earlier this afternoon, and I can create this. I've got all the tools I need to do this. And winner takes all. The lesson to be learned is
fight.
No compromise. Who does that sound like?
Yeah.
Fight like hell, or else you won't have a country
anymore
to live for. That's just the energy. This guy was just anxious as hell about the new administration coming in. He's feeling like, well, you know what? The election was stolen, right? We got robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Our guy is not in there. I saw the election got stolen. I can do something about it. We're going to steal it right back.
Oh, wow. And he's pissed off at the Republicans possibly for not standing up for his boy, right?
Exactly. Something like that. Sure. And then the double card's the outcome. And then I go ahead and, do the, and it's kind of answering the devil's call.
Yeah. Chained himself to Trump's messaging.
Yeah. Again, the current thing is this guy's an anarchist. You know what? No, he's not. You're going to find out, just like all these other guys, these other extremists who thinks that the election was stolen. He's MAGA. You're going to find out he's MAGA. It's going to be hard to find that out because this person, it seems to be a bit more clever than all the other ones because he's got no social media presence currently. But they interviewed one of the neighbors and said that the family house, the house that the family lives in, they don't hear anything from those folks. But there's going to be classmates. There's going to be coworkers. There's going to be people who know this guy. Mm-hmm. They're friends with a sibling. They're friends with a cousin. They're former neighbors. You're going to start to get a picture of who this guy is and what their ideologies are. Again, some of the reporting says that he's put up stuff, like it was like a source from the FBI. He didn't have a license to speak, saying that there were some anarchistic posts that this guy's made on social media or something along those lines. It's possible, and those could be recent, and he could be disillusioned because, Trump is not, you think about it, Trump is not who he wanted Trump to be. This guy committed a felony. If this guy is truly guilty of this, He committed a felony 5 years ago under an ideology, and now he's finding out that the guy who he idolized is an absolute crook. And talk about being hung out to dry.
Yeah.
At that point, now of course you're going to want anarchy because you've been fooled. So you want it all burned down because you got fooled. I believe that.
Yep. Yeah, that disillusionment is hard, especially when you've put your neck in the noose for the guy.
Yeah. Why don't you read on the FBI investigation? What was this? Was this good old-fashioned detective work by the FBI?
What do we need to know about
your buddy Kash Patel? Yeah, it's not like Kash Patel is under fire or anything along those lines, Could possibly use a victory.
Well, Kash Patel might be the right guy for that job because the bad guys never know which way he's looking.
Well, he always looks like he's looking forward and he's sharding.
Okay, so what was this? Give us what do we need to know about the FBI investigation? Okay, so one and two. Well, that was the outcome card, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It just, it took a while. It took 4 years.
It seems like it was dormant.
I mean, yeah, it could be. It was just this case. They weren't going to let it die, but it sure didn't have a lot of life, and maybe it just took a lot of thought and time. The challenge is hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. They got a lucky break. They were being patient. They were, I'm sure there was people that were looking, but they got a break. Something went their way. Maybe someone who really needed the money.
I'm telling you that, yeah.
That's the third time.
When I read on that one, I got the Ace of Pentacles and like that card. Somebody really needs some monies.
It could be that someone helped him, and this guy, they finally said, you know what, I've had enough of this guy. I've got dirt on him, and maybe I need the money. I've got information, something of value. In the past, you got the moon. They were confused. They didn't know. They probably didn't have motivation. Like I said, there's no manifesto or anything that was regarding this. They might have had some sort of DNA type evidence, and maybe if finally the DNA evidence finally landed, maybe he committed some sort of misdemeanor or and they got or he did an ill-advised 23andMe. He had a relative that did a 23andMe. But in the past, it was the moon. Not sure what was going on. Confusion. The sun hadn't risen on this. Current energy is the Seven of Cups. I think they're still trying to find motive from this guy. What was he thinking? What were you believing? What were you trying to accomplish on this? Overarching energy. Eight of Wands. Okay, information is going to start coming in more rapidly now. Just like Dave is saying, this guy might have scrubbed his social media presence, but there's people out there that know this guy. And the information will start coming in. Lesson to be learned is the Empress. It's not what your country can do for you. It's what you can do for your country. That wasn't what they meant. You got to do things that benefit everybody. So the Empress for the FBI investigation, it's just to me, they just had to wait until the investigation bore fruit. Outcome, Four of Cups. It took 4 years, and they had to sit around and think for 4 years, and they finally got a break. That's.
Leave it. Wait, keep them down.
Yeah, keep it down.
I'm going to move your cards out of the way. I'm going to give you another interpretation of this.
I like it when you give me another interpretation. Okay.
I want to, and this will be jumping into conspiracy theory corner.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What if you've got somebody who's supposed to be investigating that case decided to keep that information? They had information, they kept it quiet.
Someone who was supposed to be investigating it?
Okay. That they've the Nine of Cups is going to be the person who's supposed to be doing the investigation is purposely keeping information quiet. Okay. You have to get the secrets. Okay, I know who it is. We have to keep it secret. And then somebody came in who has integrity.
Okay.
The cross is this was being kept secret, and now the cross of the Nine of Cups is somebody who is sharp, who was assigned to this case, who has integrity.
Oh, interesting.
And now, they've either followed up or they threatened to go to the press with it. Basically, they exposed it and put that information out. The lesson to be learned is that first person, it could be the first person was just lazy, entitled. It's like, I've got this information, I'll sit on it, therefore Trump owes me. Mm-hmm. Type thing, just like Trump blackmails people. Somebody could be blackmailing Trump.
Waiting for the reward to go up to $1 million instead of 500,000.
Yeah, or no, if it's somebody in the FBI, the lesson to be learned is, again, when you finally have somebody with integrity who's going to fight for this case, outcome is going to be the Four of Cups. It's like, putting it up to their supervisors, and their supervisors, whoever is involved in this, is kind of like that reluctant, the end of my good times, so to speak. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. We will find out more.
Yes,
we will find out more on it.
Boy, it sure takes away from the old Epstein case, doesn't it?
for the time being, only for a little bit. And the timing is also interesting. How it between Hegseth. And and testimony of the admiral in front of Congress, and Trump blowing bubbles in a corner somewhere, and
and Kash Patel sure needed a win, didn't he?
And the jobless numbers coming in being really, really miserable for the economy. Hey, we got a patsy. Just a little fork harder. Did the FBI get the right guy? Is this the right guy?
Yeah, we're making a lot of assumptions here.
Yeah. King of Cups, Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles,
dang,
Three of Swords. Okay, nothing like a whole bunch of royalty cards to make my interpretation
make it easier.
Really simple, right? Did they get the right guy? I'm thinking more is what I've got. The short answer is I believe so. The longer answer is the intrigue.
The card that really fascinates me is the Page of Wands. I think I agree. I think they got the right guy.
Yeah.
But the truth is going to be heartbreaking. And so they're going to try and spin this message. Spin the message, spin the motivation on why he did what he did.
I just think that they had an agreement with this fellow, and there's a betrayal out here. I do think that this is what I'm still not going to let go of this. This is like what they told Michael Cohen. You know, we love you, Michael. You just stay strong. You know, we've got money to get you lawyers. We'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. But we had to throw you under the bus type thing. I think they got the right guy. I think that there was a cooperation here. This could be part of, you know, my previous readings this was somebody who was young, ideologic, and was convinced he could do something or she could do something, because we weren't sure of the gender at the time, and that they would be protected. You know, they'd get lawyers, they would be protected. And, you know, if Trump's still in office, he already pardoned all the January 6ers, so why not pardon the pipe bomb guy too? You know, just we'll go through the process, we will protect you. But right now they needed to sacrifice this person for reasons that I can't fully explain, because I didn't make these decisions.
Yeah,
nor am I neck deep in all this.
It's entirely possible. I mean, you like to hope not, but it's possible, right? I mean, Trump was willing to do whatever it takes to keep in power. So it could have happened.
Yeah. Anyways, let's gonna leave it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell, and we'll wake you up at midnight with a new video. I don't know when are you planning on putting this one live?
I'm gonna make it just go live now.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, because you had nothing better to do your afternoon.
That's right.
And we'll do another video this evening. All right. Anyways, thank you, everyone. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care, folks. Bye.